If you've been following our channel for a while, you probably know that one of the engines on our Hatteras motor yacht died on us off the coast of Florida. It wasn't pretty, but we managed to find our way back to home port. Now we have to fix the engine, and we have basically three options here. We can, one, repower with electric motors. We can repower some more modern, efficient diesel motors, or we could rebuild our current motor, which is a Detroit diesel 8V92. So which option do you think we chose?
One look in your eyes and I find it. When you leave in my mind I rewind it. When you got it this good, you don't fight it.
Well, our boating season ended when the motor bit the dust. We made it as far as, well, let's see, it was West Palm. And well, we figured we were not going to get this engine fixed there, and we U-turned it and headed back to Titusville, which is where the boat is right now. Now, in an earlier video, we had the engine diagnosed by a well-respected diesel mechanic, and it turns out that the seal on at least one of the cylinder liners failed. Basically, that means either we have to completely rebuild this engine or we have to replace it somehow. So we have several options, of course. We can repower this with, say, electric or more modern diesels, or we could try to rebuild this engine. Now, if you've been a fan for a while, about 7 years ago, I did a budget video. In fact, we do budget videos every year, but this one I did about 7 years ago. I mentioned the fact that someday, somewhere, we were going to run into some big expenses. And at the time, I said that I was going to put away about $7,000 a year in anticipation that one day I may have to rebuild an engine, or maybe replace a generator, or maybe a transmission goes, something like that. Well, that day has come. Okay, well, let's start with the first option, which is repowering with electric motors. Now, this is definitely possible. The engines exist. I mean, as long as I treat my boat like a trawler and I'm not trying to put it on plane, I can put electric motors in there. However, it is going to require a lot of lithium power. And in addition, if I don't plan to, say, stop at marinas every 20 or 30 miles, I'm going to need something to replenish those batteries. In other words, I'm probably going to need at least one, or if not two, DC generators just to keep the batteries repowered. Otherwise, I will be stuck marina hopping. I won't be able to anchor out for any length of time. I mean, of course, I can put solar. I have solar on the boat, but there's not enough room for me to put enough solar panels to keep these batteries charged, to give me any sort of distance. Now, I'm not trying to cross oceans or anything like that, but I do need a situation where I can at least go, say, 50 miles a day and be able to recharge either through generators or by being in marinas. And as far as I can tell, I've been pricing this out with a couple of companies and things like that. We're probably looking at an expense of somewhere around $200,000 to do this. Well, will it add $200,000 worth of value to my boat? No. I don't know what it'll add to my boat. I mean, I don't know what the market is for Hatteras's with electric motors. I mean, it's going to save some fuel costs, of course, but I still will need fuel, because if I'm going to run DC generators, well, I'm going to need the diesel fuel to power the generators. So, I don't know. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that maybe the $200,000 investment adds $100,000 of value to my boat. And if that's the case, well, then basically I'm out $100,000 the second I do this. Now, the second option, of course, is to just repower with, say, more modern diesel engines, say like Cummins or something like that. Now, this is doable as well. Now, it's not as easy as it is on some boats because of the way my boat is designed with the galley up and the dividing wall between the galley and the upper helm, or lower helm rather. I can't really lift the engines and pull them out. It requires cutting holes in the side of my hull using a forklift and taking the engines out. It also requires us to reroute everything, the electric, the hydraulics, the plumbing. It's all in the way. So it is a big project. I've had it priced out. We're probably looking at maybe $120,000 if I'm lucky to get all this done. And in addition to that, it's going to be on the hard for quite a while. And it's going to be on the hard in a way that I can't be staying on the boat, which means in addition to the cost of doing all this, I have to be available to supervise a project like this. And I'm going to need to be in a hotel room for a month or two, however long this might take. So it's going to add a lot of cost. Now, again, it will add value to my boat, but it's not going to add $120,000 of a value. Again, maybe I'll say it'll add half the money. Maybe I'll get $60,000 worth of value added to my boat. And if that's the case, well, then I'm out $60,000, which I guess is a little bit better than being out $100,000 for the electric engines. Now, the third option is to rebuild these 8V92 Detroits in the boat. Now, this can be done. Lots of people have done it before, and there are some mechanics that specialize in this. Now, to have the engines rebuilt in boat, I've had some crazy quotes. I've had quotes of over $60,000 per engine to do this. However, I did get a lot of recommendations for a guy. His name is Bill Eckley, by the way, and he was highly recommended by just a lot of people in the Detroit forums and on the boating forums and by viewers of our channel, and then also by Don Van Diesel, who had diagnosed the problems with the engine to begin with. So I contacted him, and he can do an in-frame rebuild of these engines for $24,000 each, or say $48,000. Now, again, that will add some value to the boat if it's a new. If it's a Hatteras and it's got recently rebuilt motors, well, it's probably again, I'll go with the 50% rule. If I put $48,000 in, it's going to be worth $24,000 more, which means I'm going to lose $24,000 if I do this. Okay, so which option did we choose? Drum roll, please. An in-frame rebuild. Well, obviously, cost was a big factor. It is much more cost effective, in my opinion, to just have an in-frame rebuild. Now, in addition to the cost, there are other factors too. First, the boat is designed to have these engines, these weight engines, these size engines in the boat. So the boat is balanced for it. I don't have to worry about maybe changing the shafts or the props or the pitch of the props, things like that. I won't be stuck in a hotel room for 2 months waiting for this to get done. So there are a lot of other factors, but cost is a big one. So in light of all this, we hired a guy who specializes in Detroit diesel rebuilds in boats, Bill Eckley. I mentioned him earlier. He's going to come out and he's going to do the rebuild in water, but he can't start for about 10 days. Now, while we're waiting for Bill, we decided we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to clear our heads. We're going to go visit one of our favorite places on the planet, Key West. And we're going to spend about a week, maybe 10 days there, and just have a little bit of fun, because we're a little bit disappointed that we're, not currently in the Bahamas or in Puerto Rico. And anyway, this is the first time we've driven there by car. We've been there by boat many times, but this time we're going to drive, and we're going to stay at a place called the Curry Mansion, which is about, not even a quarter of a block off of Duval Street, right by the Bull. And anyway, it looks like a great location. It looks like a nice place, and we think we're going to have a lot of fun there. And we'll see you when we're there. So we dropped hook here at the Curry Mansion, and I'm telling you, the hold is so good here, I don't even think I'm going to set my anchor alarm. Now, we had a nice trip over from Marathon. It took us maybe about 5 hours. Weather was perfect, and the waves about as smooth as asphalt. Now, we're here in Key West, and we're going to go explore the island. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you some of our favorite places to go, which means restaurants, bars, shopping. Maybe we might even have time to hit a museum. I don't know. We'll see. But welcome aboard. So this is the Key West Treasure House, and it's a place where I've bought Lynn a number of pieces of jewelry, and she loves it. They got a really good silver collection. You ever see her wearing this, like, what is it, an anchor?
It's a bonefish on a hook.
Bonefish on a hook. That's it, a hook. That's what I was trying to find. Silver. But anyway, we got that there, and a couple of other pieces, some of her earrings. So it's a nice place to check out if you're looking for some jewelry that's unique and different, and not overly priced either. It's decent. Okay, yeah, it's okay. $275. It's silver, so it's not crazy price, but she broke the clasp, so she's not wearing it for the last 2 years. Because she got the clasp fixed.
I don't want to lose it.
Surprised she's not making me buy her another one.
No.
This is by far our favorite place in Key West to get a good cocktail. Well, we are on our way to the Green Parrot. Which is a pretty cool place. Lots of good live music, and it tends to be where the locals hang out. So if you want to find out what all the locals are doing, the Green Parrot is a place to go. Okay, we are on our way to the Grand Cafe, which is one of our favorite places to get happy hour. And as luck would have it, our good friends Bart and Colette happened to have their boat down in Key West at the time we were there. They were anchored off the Key West Bight a little bit, and they invited us to visit. So Bart came by with his dinghy and picked us up, took us to their boat, and I can tell you we were thrilled to get together with them again, and just so happy to be back on the water in Key West, if maybe only for a little while.
Islet house, galley, settee.
Beautiful.
Watch your step coming down.
Oh, it's very
This is our
spacious.
master. And we have his and hers bathroom. So this is Bart's bathroom. Then on this side is my bathroom. And I actually have, if you come in here, you'll love this, Lynn. I have my vanity
right
here. And I have a full tub in my shower, which you don't hardly ever see on the tub.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
We have one too, and it's so rare that you see that.
It is.
We did this in our bathrooms.
Oh
The
my god, it opens it up
yeah.
so much.
the mirror.
This is
with the
our
sheets.
laundry and office, so we have a full washer and dryer in here, and I got a load going
Nice,
right now.
and it's in the master stateroom, which is nice.
After you've been at sea for how long now?
2 years.
2 years. And how do you keep your boat so clean? We're
They're
at sea for a
so
month.
Oh my
clean.
god, we are nuts. We're neurotic OCD nuts. But
This
that's
is
the
mid.
and so you see that has a wet head that
Okay.
opens to Bart. So if we ever have, and we've had guests in all rooms before, so we'll basically close the door so they can use Bart's shower so that it doesn't have to be a wet head, and then Bart will just use my bathroom.
Yeah.
So.
Dude.
Yeah, no, this is
Hey,
a
full shower, nice,
Yep.
nice tub. Very spacious. And look at the wood. The wood looks.
Yeah, he wants to show you the inverter room. You'll like this.
Okay, cool.
Just watch your aim. Or. Oh, that's nice.
Wow. Oh man, he's got 4 Quattros in here. That's cool, and it looks nice and neat too. It's nice and professional looking, you know.
Oh yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah.
Happy that got installed, because all I could talk about was like, I need quattros, I need lithium.
Touch 7 years here, so it's always.
Oh, okay, you got the monitor there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think right now the generator's on, right?
Yeah.
Generator, yeah. So so
Yeah.
it's charging at 91%, and so once it hits 95, it
You're gonna cut it.
it cuts itself off,
Right.
and then once it hits 70, it turns itself back on.
Okay.
Right, and then at night between like 11 p.m. and 8 a.m. we have it like quiet hours, so we'll let the battery go down to 20%.
Okay, I
And then if
remember you
it
saying.
hits that before 8 a.m., then it turns itself. Well, either way, at 8 a.m. it turns itself on, or if it hits 20%, you know. So
Okay, so right now you're running some DC loads off it and some
Yeah.
AC loads, right?
yeah, so right now your DC loads are basically 1,000 watts.
Yeah.
AC load is 7,600 watts. Because the chiller is on right now, right now this time of day it's not always on.
Yeah.
It cycles off, but it's like 7-10 minutes on.
But you're feeding it now by the generator, right? Is that-
Well, basically what happens is, and correct me if I'm wrong, all the power goes to the inverters,
Okay.
and then whatever power it wants, the house load requires, it
Okay.
passes it through, and then the rest goes into the charger and
Okay.
puts it into the battery.
Okay.
So right now you can see the generator is putting out 17 kW, which
Okay.
our max is 20. So
Okay.
we have it set to
Okay.
run at 85% load all the time, no matter what.
Okay.
So if our load was only like 3 kW, 3,000 watts, then 14 kW would be going into the battery instead of 7,700 right now.
Okay. One of these for my birthday. Brandon, I'm using. I use my phone as the monitor now, but it looks the same.
Right.
But I have to pull up my phone.
Right.
I have to Bluetooth
Yeah.
and it goes away. But it's nice to have it there all the
for
time.
sure. Yeah, seamless.
I have some lie times on my boat as well.
Really?
Yeah, well, just because they're Chinese and they're cheap, and they're like, I picked them up early, and I have like I have just 2 battery banks, lithiums. The main ones are my Epic batteries,
Right.
which Epic sent to me to review, and I got to keep them when I was done, so that's what I'm using there. And then I had lie times on the boat already. So I just have a switch. Like I just mainly use my Epics, but if for some reason I'm getting low and I don't feel like turning the generator on, I can throw the dial and take my old bank because I didn't want to throw it out.
Right.
So there,
Right.
it works. So
Right.
so I basically
So like backup.
So I have 2 lithium battery banks.
It's kind of sloppy.
But I'm sure they're not quite as big as yours because I'm not running 4 quadros.
Yeah. Well, so I always, because people are like, well, how much battery do I put in it? And it's like, well, that's really up to you because if it was like, I could even run, we have 12 of the big 200 amp hour at 24 volts. So we have 2,400 amp hour, 24 volts. So it's about 60 kW worth of battery, which is a lot.
Yeah. I have 20. Like
Yeah, so that's really good.
3
Yeah,
times
that's
the power.
actually more than a lot of people have. And the thing is like, it doesn't really, if you don't mind the generator kicking on and off, which for the most part you don't hear our generator, it's just that initial startup, it vibrates the boat. So at night, it may or may not wake me up. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted enough battery power to make it through the night with all the air conditioning and everything going. So that was the idea behind it. But I just call it the fuel tank. At the end of the day, it doesn't take more fuel. It just, how often do you got to fill it up?
Yeah, I'd like to expand to like 60, because what we're doing right now is we run our Victron and an inverter all day long. At night, 10 o'clock, we're getting ready to go to bed. We turn the generator on. We run the generator through the night, which runs the air conditioner, which charges up all the batteries by morning.
Right.
We don't have enough to run 24,
Right.
unless I can have the generator come on and off, I suppose, but usually that's just our routine now because I can't run the air conditioners for any real length of time off 20 kW.
Right.
But
and
60, then you can.
Yeah. Like you had a Freon system, which by the way, to me, cools so much better.
It's
Yeah.
a lot colder.
It's a lot colder, it's a lot drier.
Right.
It takes the humidity out
Okay,
a lot
yeah.
better. Now I've heard the new chiller systems, now ours is our new chillers, but the new systems are apparently do a little bit better job at taking the humidity out, which I don't know how they do that. But
We're a little bit of a mix right now. We bought the boat and had 6 cruise air conditioners on it. 2 died since I've owned the boat, and we've replaced them with more modern. I think we're using Dometics. I forget what it is, but we've been getting the titanium version, whatever, the ones that they're top
Really
line,
nice.
and very, very cold. I mean, if you walk into my salon and it hits you like it did, the store we were just at. You walked in and it hit you in the face.
right.
So we do like that. But the other ones, they're slowly dying, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Let them die. And each one as they die. So we have 2 new ones, 4 old ones. But I can tell you, they've been probably the most troublesome thing on my boat since I bought my boat is to make the air conditioning.
The old ones.
Yeah.
Not the new
And
ones.
even when we almost sunk that time, it was the air conditioner.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw that episode we did where we hit the island. Our anchor drug and we went sideways
Yeah, I
into a cliff, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole reason we were sinking was I thought we had a hole in the boat, but what it was is we had hit the island and it popped the sea chest that went outside the boat that had the air conditioner pump drain on it. So it popped inside the boat, so our air conditioning pump was pumping 1,200 gallons an hour right into my boat.
That was crazy panic.
And I can't figure out why we're sinking. The boat's going, we're filling up with water. I know what's going on, and eventually it got so high, I saw the generator. I was like, oh, let me turn the generator off. So I turned the generator off. As soon as I turned the generator off, the water started going down. I'm like, what the hell's caused that?
Yeah.
But it was our air conditioning pump. So not only my air conditioning pump's a pain in my neck,
But they
my
almost
air
sank
conditioners in
us.
general,
Almost
they
sank
almost sank us once. Goodbye, Van Duchess. Back on land, we're settling in for a relaxing evening at the Curry Mansion. Lynn and I have a passion for old Victorian mansions. Back in Philadelphia, we're restoring a similar building that we own. We're here at the Truman Annex. They used to call the Little White House. He used to come here, I guess, when he needed to get away from the real White House. And we're just going to walk the grounds. We've been here many times to Key West. I don't think we've ever walked the grounds here, so that's what we're doing today. Our good friends Craig and Shirley picked us up for a private island tour, then took us to the Key West Yacht Club, where we spent our last night in Key West enjoying cocktails and meeting some of their friends.